The Milwaukee Bucks are in the NBA Finals for the first time since 1974. Just unreal. But 5 days ago, this all just seemed like a fantasy. Giannis went down in the middle of Game 4, and every Bucks fan's heart just dropped. Milwaukee was already getting their butts handed to them by a Trae Youngless Hawks team, and now it seemed like Giannis was out indefinitely. So, if they were to win, someone needed to step up. Would Chris become a 30-point-per-game guy? Would Drew finally learn how to shoot consistently? Nope. It would be the 7-footer who was seemingly a liability to start off this series, but now has become a Milwaukee sports icon forever. Brook Lopez.
The defense there, right back out, deep three, Lopez, 7 3-pointers for Brook Lopez. Man, oh man,
When most NBA fans think of a modern Brook Lopez, they see him as almost a 7-foot shooting guard, which, you wouldn't be wrong. In his first 2 years in Milwaukee, he was used as a shooting big to stretch the floor so Giannis had more room in the paint to attack. And in 2019, he was amazing at it. However, this became problematic as the Bucks got better shooters behind the arc. They'd rather have Bryn Forbes and Bobby Portis take those deep shots than Lopez, so he was in sort of a limbo state for this season. This was partly why fans wouldn't see Lopez during the fourth quarter. This season, Lopez took 250 shots in the first quarter, shooting 38% from three, versus 128 shots in the fourth quarter, shooting 23% from three. So going into this Hawks series, this is one of two concerns for him. The other concern being,
the slide, he goes to the left. Here's Young, setting it up for Collins.
So, I love Lopez. He's been my favorite Buck since 2018. But oh man, is he awful in the pick and roll defense. For those unaware, Lopez is possibly the slowest player of all time. The man moves like a handicapped turtle. This means on aggressive ball handlers, he has to play drop coverage in pick and rolls. He simply just sits in the paint and waits for either the ball handler or the roller to come to the paint, which is an awful idea. Young and Collins continually exposed Lopez in any way possible, and if the Bucks had any chance of winning, this needed to change or Lopez would have to make up for it on the offensive side. Then Giannis got hurt, and all hope seemed lost. However, what happened next? Only the NBA gods can explain.
A slam by Lopez.
I don't know how to segue without sounding like a fanboy. Simply put, Lopez exploded. In Game 5, he started off nuclear, guarding pick and rolls from the three-point line, then blocking Hawks from behind. Then it was just an offensive masterpiece, taking guys himself in the post, long hook and floaters from the free throw line, driving to the rim and destroying backboards. Where did this come from? He ended up with 33 points and 4 blocks without making a single three. And in Game 6, they did everything they could to prevent him from having another explosive game. He didn't score 30 again, but he still had 13 points and 3 blocks and helped the Bucks win in 6. But something about this Brook Lopez seemed familiar. Almost like I've seen this before. Oh wait, I have seen this before.
Lobs it to Lopez. Lopez at the buzzer. It's good! Lopez!
This used to be the norm for Lopez back in his prime. He was a 20-point-per-game all-star who never shot outside the arc. Now, he still shot mid-ranges often, taking 206 shots between 16 and 22 feet during his all-star season, while only shooting 2 threes. But he was almost unstoppable in the paint, scoring 650 points at the rim that year while shooting almost 70%. And he wasn't a one-trick pony. He could dunk on a man's soul one possession, then bring out his inner Kareem and pull a hook shot from well over 10 feet. You can see the similarities almost 8 years later in his game, and he's just as efficient. So why hasn't Brook done this the last 2 years? Well, look at this game back in March of 2013, where he scored 30 points on the Lakers. Each of these buckets are set up by great passes, but who's passing him the rock? That would be Darren Williams, one of the best facilitators in basketball at the time. He and Brook had such a great connection in Brooklyn and both benefited. But in Milwaukee, there hasn't been an elite facilitator like Williams. Giannis and Chris only have average assist numbers due to such high volume. The only point guard Lopez ever knew in Milwaukee was Eric Bledsoe, but we don't talk about him anymore. But his entire game changed in these playoffs because of one man.
Drew Holiday. Oh, beautiful feed! And the slam from Giannis.
I mentioned how Brook was getting most of his buckets in Brooklyn from Deron Williams. Now, look at these highlights from games 5 and 6 against the Hawks. It's all Drew Holiday setting up Lopez, whether it's a dump off, or a lob, or just a really freaking good pass. Holiday and Lopez have such great chemistry. The best part, they don't have to use a pick to work together. Granted, not having Giannis out there opens up the paint so much more. But Lopez was cutting like a slasher in these games. And Drew did such a great job of baiting the defense on drives and getting Lopez open looks. So as the Bucks head into the NBA Finals against the Phoenix Suns, I'm looking for Lopez to be used like this more often. Middleton will be under so much pressure from Phoenix, whether Giannis is out or limited. This means Lopez is going to have to be more of a focal point on offense and keep his aggression on defense. And if he can do that, Milwaukee might have to make room for a new banner at the Pfizer. Thank you guys so much for watching. These videos take forever to make, so if you do like it, please leave a comment letting me know some of your thoughts, and make sure to check out the rest of the channel. I make a lot of skits on here and do some educational essays too. But for now, let's go Bucks!